What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and today I don't want to make this video, no! Today we are going to talk about Alliance Wars, and we are going to talk about one of my favorite teams, the Marauders, with Emma Frost and the Blob, and we are going to talk about one counter that unfortunately I wish it wasn't possible, but it's very possible, and in this video we are going to tell and understand why this team is so good to counter the Marauders with Emma Frost. But before we jump into that, I want to say thanks to everyone who watched and liked my last video on a little hack on how to get 500 cores every day. I hope you guys understood that when I say something like that, it's kind of a joke, so don't take it too seriously. It's not a hack. I will never promote hacks, and it's just for the lols because I was having a good time trying out that team. I also want to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed to my channel recently. We are at 4,800 subscribers. My goal is to get 5,000 by the end of the month. I think it's possible, but we'll see. And with all that out of the way, let's get started into the video. A very unfortunate video. So the reason we need to talk about this, and this is not gonna be the defenders with Ultron. That's a okay counter, but all the videos I have seen, it's gear tier 14 Punisher going against a gear tier 10 Marauders or something like that. So I have to try it out before I talk about it and see if it works or not. It's also the Marauder version without the blob. Obviously without the blob you're gonna kill Strife way more easily, but when you have all those bots from Ultron, that's more deflects that Strife will have. So I don't expect for you to have the same results when you use Ultron with the defenders against Marauders with a blob and without a blob, and at balanced gear levels, of course. But it's not the case of this video. In this video we are watching and we are going to talk about this picture, and I'm angry because I don't like this team, and but I see why they are good against the Marauders, and it's so frustrating. And of course this will only apply to maybe 10% of the player base that have Squirrel Girl at a high gear level or high yellow star level or something like that. It's not going to be applied for everyone, and as you can see, like 500k teams, this is like whale, cosmic whale territory. But it's a good picture because we can see that the teams are sort of balanced, so we can get a decent representation of what's going on. And obviously most people will not have American Chavez at gear tier 14, and I definitely don't recommend you to do that, but the other ones are quite accessible, and they are okay characters, at least for now, with the new Avengers rework. And it's a 4-man team right now, but as you can see, you can put Captain Marvel there and she will work great as well. And a big shout out to Pantro for sharing this picture with me. It was really intriguing when I saw it. I couldn't believe it. So thank you very much for sharing these results with me. His name is right here, Pantro. You can find him on Discord. So let's take a look at the picture, and then let's take a quick look at the team and see what thoughts we can make about it. We can expect like the Marauders right here, they have the barracks up. I think that's why Strife is at 96,000 and Mystique at 112,000. Same goes for Mr. Sinister. So they have two characters already at gear tier 14, which are quite good. And the results, the game always changes the order of the characters. But if he shared this with me, he knows that Strife, Blob, and Mr. Sinister need to be together, so they have the highest survivability. And this team is 480,000. This is almost at the same level that my team is. I just have my Emma Frost right now at gear tier 14, and the Blob is almost there. Probably tomorrow he'll be at gear tier 14 as well. And that's because I got many gear from Dark Dimension 3. It's not because I bought it with money or something like that. I just got an insane amount of gear, of mutant gear from Dark Dimension 3. It was mostly mutant gear. And then we have American Chavez gear tier 14, like we said before. Everyone else at gear tier 13 except Square Girl, that is at gear tier 12. And I think that's enough for this matchup, because all the good things that counter the Marauders don't come exactly from Squirrel Girl. They come from every other character, and we are going to see right now why. Okay, so here we have the Young Avengers, and we're gonna see the key members on this counter. And the main player here is Spider-Man Miles. The reason why he counters so well the Marauders with Emma Frost is because of his ultimate that had a buff on the recent patch and made it so much better. It's insane. So his ultimate applies Disrupt to 2 targets. With the T4 it applies to 3 targets, and it's a Disrupt for 2 turns. And that's just insane, because it completely counters the Marauders, because you need Mystique to have buffs, but if Mr. Sinister has Disrupt, he'll not be able to share the buffs. And it's 2 turns Disrupt. If Mr. Sinister has Disrupt, he'll not be able to share them around. That's another problem. And if Strife doesn't have buffs, or if he has Disrupt, he'll not be able to get the deflects, he'll not be able to get defense up, he'll not be able to get anything, which is massive. Disrupt for 2 turns against 3 targets on this team, it's just a perfect way to beat them, because you have such a high chance of applying 2 turns Disrupt for these essential characters that you need to survive. Whether it's Mr. Sinister or Mystique or Strife, it's going to be a problem. And this might be one of those situations that it really matters the player behind the screen, because if you think about it, it kind of doesn't make sense. Because even if you are applying Disrupt to Strife, Mr. Sinister and Mystique, thanks to Emma Frost's speed, she should be able to apply immunity and preventing you from suffering being disrupted. She is 111 speed. Miles, for example, is 117. American Chavez is 115. So they should go after Emma Frost because they have minus 10% reduction. So these characters that are beneficial for us to don't have Disrupt, they should have immunity. Now, what might happen is that they have their turn way too fast, so when Miles actually have his turn, they don't have immunity anymore, and that might be the problem. And that's why I said Emma Frost is very good, but it really depends of the speed of the other characters. And I think this shows exactly that, because she slows Miles and American Chavez so much that might go after Sinister's went, or Mystique for sure, and because of that they might not have immunity anymore. But I'm not sure exactly how this works, because when you look at Magneto, if for example Thanos has immunity, if Magneto does his special, he can still apply Disrupt over the immunity. So this might also be the case, maybe thanks to this huge focus that Miles got on the last patch. Now he's able to apply Disrupt over immunity, which is a huge deal that completely counters the Marauders. And another thing that counters the Marauders is the Venom Shock ability, because this ability is a pain in the ass. Like, turn rewind for 50% and apply slow for 1 turn or 2 turns, and if you already have Disrupt, he's going to extend your Disrupt even more. And that's such a problem, and I showed you before how useful this guy is against Red Skull, extending the stuns, extending all the debuffs he has on himself, and turn rewinding him so much that he's not able to have any turn, and you have completely control using the symbiotes and Miles against Red Skull. So yeah, this ability is also a huge deal. So let's imagine that Miles was able to apply Disrupt to Strife and to Mr. Sinister and to Mystique. Then what happens? Then American Chavez comes with her defense down And even if the blob is applying these deflects to Strife, it's not gonna work. They are not gonna stick because he has Disrupt. Then she applies Defense Down, and with Disrupt and Defense Down, you can destroy Strife really easy, because even that he has a decent amount of armor and even that he has all that shield and so on, it's just not gonna be enough to keep him alive for much longer, because his health pool, it's okay on Alliance War defense, but it's not huge like Emma Frost. So you can already see Miles applies the Disrupt, American Chavez applies the defense down, Strife goes down, and then there is a very high chance that Mr. Sinister or Mystique also have Disrupt, so they will be unavailable to do anything. And then you have Miss Marvel constantly punching them in the face. It's just not a fun team and giving them energy, so Miles will be able to do his ultimate early on. Now with Squirrel Girl, her ultimate will apply offense down to all of them, and that's going to be another problem because they will not be able to do any damage. Even that overall it's a team that already doesn't have too much damage, especially when you kill Strife early on, because the Marauders kill you over time. They won't kill you in a few seconds, they need a few minutes to kill you. They will do that if they can get to that point, but with such a fast team and such a disruptive team against the Marauders, they have literally no chance. All the assists from Miss Marvel, all the assists from the other hero brawlers. Then you have Captain Marvel throwing the ultimate in the face of Mr. Sinister and Strife and so on, and with their little fart removing also the deflects that maybe were able to stack up, but they will be gone pretty fast like that. And the team on its own now with the ability of Drain from Squirrel Girl, and now the healing that you have with her special as well, it has a lot of sustainability, so they will be able to take on the Marauders easy mode. I wish my Young Avengers were a little bit stronger so I can get some footage of this. Maybe next week I'll be able to record something. But now that's all I have, the Young Avengers against the Marauders. And it pains me so much to say that, yes, this is a great counter against the Marauders with Emma Frost and even with a Blob. And the same goes if you have Sabretooth. They have so much sustain, and also because Squirrel Girl can clear the bleeds away, it's not going to be a huge deal against the hero brawlers, Young Avengers. Unfortunately, it's a sad day for the villain mutants, but that's how the game goes. And I will definitely be giving some love to the Young Avengers whenever I have more bio gear, because right now I have 0. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. You smash that like button, like the Young Avengers against the Marauders. Once again, big shout out to Pantro for providing this picture and sharing with us this amazing counter that destroyed his team, unfortunately. Tell me in the comments below what you think about the Young Avengers being able to beat the Marauders with Emma Frost and the Blob. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Take care.